Diabetes is a hormonal imbalance. Insulin is a hormone. It's out of balance. Hormonal imbalance. Here's the thing though. We need sugar. Our bodies need sugar to function. We need sugar for energy. Our brains feed on sugar. Our brains love sugar and loves fat. The problem is that the unnatural and as well as the processed sugar, those are the problems. When we eat sugar from fruits and vegetables, because vegetables, glucose is sugar. When we eat those things, they come with fiber, they come with minerals, vitamins, nutrients, all the nutrients that we need. When those are going into our bloodstream, there is a slow release. So this sugar is released slowly into our bloodstream, so our pancreas can slowly and steadily release insulin to unlock the cells to allow that sugar to go into the cells. That's what happened in a normal, healthy body. When you consume processed sugar, it has been stripped of the fiber, the water, the mineral, all the vitamins. Because it has already been stripped, remember, fiber helps to slow down digestion. So because it has already been stripped of all these things, shoots up your blood sugar level. There's nothing to buffer with it going in. White rice, same thing. So because it goes in so quickly, poor insulin has to be trying. Too much sugar in the bloodstream, emergency. Insulin has to be rushing to the cells. Unlock, taking some of the sugar. Cells, unlock, taking some of the sugar. It reaches a point where the sugar is coming in so quickly because there's no fiber, no water, no minerals, no vitamins to buffer. Insulin has to be released at a high rate, trying to get rid of all the sugar out of the bloodstream because sugar is toxic. Sugar in your bloodstream is toxic. Too much sugar is toxic. That's why the pancreas has to be releasing insulin like crazy, trying to get all the sugar. It becomes an emergency inside of your body. So it has to be trying to get all the sugar out of the bloodstream. But it keeps going to the cells. Cells unlock. I have more sugar. Cells unlock. It reaches a point where the cells are like, insulin, you're taking this too far. You're no longer welcome. It starts resisting the insulin. Insulin, give me a key. Because insulin is like a key. Insulin, give me your key. We don't want no more sugar from you. You're no longer welcome. Insulin resistance. But the pancreas is still releasing the insulin to get that sugar out of your bloodstream. So both the sugar and the insulin end up building up in your bloodstream because the cell not take the insulin no more. And it not take the sugar no more. Your liver in a mode of panic has to be like, this sugar is going to kill this body. This is what's happening in your body. This excess sugar is going to kill this body dead. Let's turn this sugar into fat. When it turns it into fat, it takes it out of your bloodstream. Because once more, too much sugar in your bloodstream is toxic. It will kill you dead. So the liver has to be converting this sugar into fat. That is how most people end up with fatty liver. Of course, fat is one of the problems, but for majority of people are the sugar. You don't have too much sugar. So the liver has to be turning all this sugar into fat to get it out of the bloodstream to save you. You who are killing it, overburdening the liver, overburdening the pancreas. They're still trying to save you even though you're trying to kill them. Because plain and straight that you're trying to do. You may not know it. Even though you know that you're damaging yourself, you do not know to the extent of which you're damaging yourself. When all this sugar turns into fat, you end up with fatty liver. The liver can barely function. You need your liver. May I tell you need your liver. And your kidneys, they get overburdened. You end up with kidney disease. You end up need transplant. Your name gone on a transplant list with 100,000 people. You can't even afford the transplant. Guys, we can stop these things. We can stop these things. When you get all this fat now, some of the fat is also stored in your belly. That's why so much people have the gut. Separate and apart from persons being constipated and having literal shit in their gut, fat is also built up, visceral fat. The fat does not just sit there. When all this fat is there, it starts to slowly poison the body. You start to get inflammation. That's why you don't know pain all the time. The fat is not inactive. It's very dangerous. That's why being fat is not healthy. It does not matter how you want to cut it, drop it, cut. It's not fat shaming. We need to wake up. It's not fat shaming. The excess fat on your body is unhealthy. It is slowly poisoning you. We need to get rid of all these artificial sweeteners, even when the things say 0 sugar. They have artificial sweeteners that are worse than sugar. Stop poisoning your body. There are so many natural options that we can use. And all these processed foods, everything having sugar nowadays. Everything. For sure, I say them know what they might do. They know what they're doing. And now that we know what we're doing, we need to take a stand and stop it. We don't need to go protest and say, hey, take this out of your products. Just stop buying the products. Just stop. If you stand for nothing, you fall for everything. And that's what's happening.